best entertainment on the earth. Tune in for Comics with Perch.
Hey everybody, this is Perch, and I'm joined by a special guest. How are you doing?
Good.
Okay, you haven't been on the show in a while, have you?
No.
No, I haven't recorded anything. Since we last recorded anything, we've had a bit of a move, right?
Yep.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Yep, how do you like it so far?
It's hot.
It's hot?
I mean, like, not in a sexy way, but like it's it's like 70 degrees. I'm not used to that. It's hot.
Okay, it's hot in the winter, not in a sexy way.
Yes.
Well, what are the other changes you've noticed down here?
Our dog camouflages with the grass because it's dead.
Okay, yeah. Dead Texas grass. Anything else? How's school?
Good.
Now, what kind of lessons are they teaching you in school? Are they teaching you good? Have you noticed any difference, or is it about the same as it was in Seattle?
It's very different, but I have learned that Peaches, the goat, is not very friendly.
All right, well, that's important life skill that will take you very far in life. Well, we're going to look at a comic book here in a minute, and I'm excited to do it. But first of all, of course, you know Superman, right? You saw Superman very briefly last night in that Space Jam 2. How'd you like Space Jam 2?
It was good. I'd like to see Space Jam 1, but I'm guessing it's a lot lamer or something like that.
Oh, no, it's not. The Space Jam 1 is much better. Space Jam 2 is like a big commercial.
Delete! Delete! Delete!
Yeah, I've heard that more than 500 times.
Yeah.
That sounds
Why
like-
do Bugs Bunny say Doc all the time?
They overused it.
Well, you saw Superman in the movie last night, right?
He had tiny eyes.
Yeah, you know Superman.
Yeah.
Do you know Lois Lane?
It was she Superman's girlfriend or something?
She became Superman's. I'm not Perch the comic guy, and his daughter does not know Lois Lane. Lois Lane, everybody's a fan of Lois Lane. Lois Lane's a reporter.
Cricket noise.
Cricket noise. There you go. Well, Lois Lane was a reporter for the Daily Planet, which did a newspaper. Do you know what a newspaper is?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. A lot of people don't think kids know what a newspaper or a phone booth is. Do you know what a phone booth is?
Yes. What? Why? What? Why?
Because since you were born, they haven't really had phone booths. Everybody's just got a mobile phone now.
I saw a phone booth out when we were walking around Dallas.
Did you?
Yeah. No, it wasn't. No, it was from. I saw a phone booth.
You've seen a phone booth.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe down in Peru.
I don't know where.
Anyway, Lois Lane is a reporter, and she was often like boy crazy. She was chasing after Superman a lot.
She sounds like a pervert, but female.
Okay, like a Sanji.
I need a lady!
Female Sanji.
Female Sanji.
Transgender
Anyway,
Sanji.
I said, no, not transgender. No. Jeez. What are they teaching you in school?
Well, they ain't teaching me that anymore, but they were teaching me in my old.
Anyway.
I don't know about.
All right, so we're going to look at this comic. Now, this comic comes from a while back, and it is called Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane. She eventually became his wife, and they had a son called John.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, this is before any of that. This is called Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane. And in this one, Lois Lane goes into a little machine and turns herself black.
Why?
Well, the reason's going to surprise you. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
It's called I Am Curious Black.
I never wanted it. I never asked for it.
In this comic, and usually in this comic, the first page, they would do kind of a teaser of the rest of the comic, kind of like a trailer. So she says, look it straight me in the eye, Superman, and tell me the truth. Will you marry me just the way I am? And Superman says, Lois, how could you ask such a question of me? Me. And she says, don't answer a question with a question, Superman. I'm now black, but you're white. I want a simple answer, yes or no. Will you marry me? What do you think of this situation?
Okay.
That's
what I think of the situation.
Now, do you
I don't think that's a question you just straight up ask somebody, though. Like, will you marry me if I'm black instead of white?
That's kind of a weird question, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know lots of people who are black, who are either the man is black, the woman's black, the husband or the wife is white.
Like, you don't ask somebody that.
You don't ask them, would you marry me if I was black?
No, you don't ask people that.
Okay, this is not a good courtship question.
No.
How does she know that you really, really, truly love her?
Fair enough. Well,
It
anyway,
makes people uncomfortable.
well, yeah. Yeah. Among many things, yes.
I would be very uncomfortable if someone's just like, will you marry me if I'm black? I'd just be like, okay, I don't think I really want to marry anybody, period.
Well, yeah, because you're not ready to be married.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's getting, okay, yeah. All right, so anyway, in this comic, here's Lois Lane. And she's like, I've got to get the inside story on Metropolis's Little Africa. Did you realize Metropolis had a Little Africa?
I didn't know that Metropolis had like parrots and monkeys and
Yeah.
exploding ants.
Exploding, what?
I read about it somewhere.
You read that Africa has parrots, monkeys, and exploding ants.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm being serious.
You're all in on the animals,
Yes.
basically. Okay. All this social stuff is not okay. Anyway, so Superman says good luck, and he's going to change to Superman to keep an eye on her. And anyway, so the cab driver, she says, "Take me to Little Africa, Benny." I find it weird. Would you find it weird in a city? And in this context,
Miniature jungle trees.
well,
miniature
see,
little parrots.
you're thinking of it in a very innocent way, but in this context, Little Africa is a black community. And it says that shortly in Metropolis's black community, which they have named Little Africa. And Lois seems very comfortable saying she's headed off to Little Africa. Does it seem a little weird to you that they're calling a black community Little Africa?
Yeah, that I don't know.
That seems kind of weird. This comic is about showing how there's not racism, but Lois feels very, very comfortable calling the black community Little Africa. And then she shows up.
If you're gonna call it Little Africa, plant some trees, get some tropical birds,
Okay.
put a river through the street. I don't know. It's not Africa if it's a city.
Okay.
A city is not Africa. It is a city, not Africa.
I love right now that that's what's bothering you
Unless
about this.
Africa was a city.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This-
I'm pretty sure Africa's not a city though. So
Well, Africa's a country. A continent. Sorry,
I mean, like,
continent.
I'm
I'm
pretty
an
sure
idiot.
Africa is more forest than city. So
Well, there's cities in Africa,
yeah,
but
but
it's a whole continent.
I'm pretty sure it's more forest though.
Now, do you think if they go into a place like a city in Africa, do you think that there's a community called Little
I'm like, if there was a small city in Africa, then I would be fine calling it Little Africa. But if it's a place in the middle of a very large city, most likely in New York, I'm not actually sure.
Metropolis is kind of like New York.
Okay,
Yeah.
then don't call it Little Africa. It's not in Africa. It's not near Africa.
Okay. You're taking a stand on this one. Anyway, so Lois goes to talk to some of the children, but the children just turn their backs on her. They don't want to talk to her, and they look kind of irritated, don't they?
I don't think they approve of her calling the city Little Africa.
That could
either.
be. That could be a
They're
reason.
not
Yes.
in Africa.
Well,
They're
anyway,
in
so
whatever the place is.
Metropolis. So Lois goes to talk to and look at this caption, entering a nearby slum tenement. Why are they
What's a
doesn't-
slum tenement?
like a not nice place? Slum is kind of
like the bad hotel.
like a
that we
bad
went to?
hotel. I didn't go to this bad
Sad.
hotel. You've only talked to me about this, but anyway,
Well, I went to the bad hotel.
I did not
It's
go to the
not
bad
nice.
hotel. I would not have picked that. I don't know what
I don't like the
I don't know
bad
what
hotel.
Mom's judgment was there, but no.
They ain't give mom back her money.
Yeah, that sounds pretty jerky. Anyway, so Lois is knocking on the door and she just slams the door. And so wherever the perplexed reporter goes, nobody will talk to her. And they show her trying to talk to people at the coffee spot. And here there's some guys playing dice on the ground, which also seems
Why don't they just
little-
get a table?
well, many questions.
There are
Look at this.
tables for
Even this
sale.
baby looks angry. And the mom wheels it away. So anyway, so no one will talk to her.
Baby's just like,
And then-
how dare you call Metropolis Little Africa? We're not near Africa. How
Now look at
dare
it.
you?"
Now, so Lois finally gets to talk to some woman, an old lady on a bench. And then she gets up and suddenly walks away, and Lois realizes the only reason that nice old lady spoke to me is because she's blind. When she heard me speak, she knew I was white.
Why?
Anyway,
How can you tell what color someone's skin is just by the way they talk?
well, Lois probably started off by saying, "Hi, I'm Lois Lane here in Little Africa."
Probably.
Anyway, so
And the
eventually,
woman's like, lady, we're not in Africa. We're in Metropolis.
so Lois eventually finds some guy standing on top of a table or something. And he's saying, look at her brothers and sisters. She's young and sweet and pretty, but never forget she's whitey.
Why Whitey?
Well,
Whitey sounds like the brand of window cleaner, but I doubt it is.
Mr. Clean gets rid of dirt and grime and grease in just a minute.
Sounds like something that could be a very good name for a window cleaner.
okay. That's probably what he's
Why
saying.
whitey?
She looks like a window cleaner. Anyway, she says she'll let us shine her shoes, sweep her floors, babysit her kids, but she doesn't want to let our kids into her lily white schools. It's okay with her if we leave these rat-infested slums if we don't move in next door to her. That's why she's our enemy. What do you think? What do you make of all this? It's a story. This is a story about racism, and I know they've talked to you a little bit about that in school. So this comic is kind of trying to do the same thing. Basically,
It's also wrong to call Metropolis a tiny Africa when it is not Africa. It is Metropolis.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
Well, Lois is really bothered by all this, and she says, how are things making out? Like, nothing, Superman. I've drawn a blank. I'll never get inside little Africa. Again, she keeps saying this. And so she has Superman fly her to his fortress in the Arctic. And she gets inside this little machine.
Doesn't she need to wear a sweater instead of a short-sleeved dress?
Well,
It's in the Arctic.
I mean, she's about to turn herself into a black woman. So, I mean, I don't know that frostbite's really on her mind.
But
Sure. No, yeah, I'm with you. It's weird. So she gets in this machine, and Superman actually turns her into a black woman. And she says, you're only going to be black for one day, and then you'll be white again. So she goes to get a cab, and what she discovers is that, the cab driver won't pick her up now that she's black. What do you think of that?
racist.
Yeah. And then he will pick up a white guy over here. And Lois is like, this is tragic, color of my money isn't good enough. I'm black. So she has to take the subway.
Wait, he said the color of her money wasn't good enough?
No, she's thinking that.
Oh.
That Lois is having a tough time because she has to be black for a whole day and she can't get a taxi.
But it was her choice.
Yes, and that's true. And she has been spouting off Little Africa all day long, too. I mean, for what it's worth. But anyway, so Lois takes a subway, and then she gets to, somewhere, like I guess one of these tenements here that she was talking about earlier. And a bunch of trash is just on fire for some reason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to add to this, low quality mood thingy?
Yeah, I guess so. That people apparently...
You don't just set trash on fire.
No, and the woman's saying the slumlord claims he can't afford a janitor anymore to take away the garbage. So she invites Lois up for coffee, and Lois is talking. Immediately, this woman just opens up to her. Now she's talking all over the place. She says, I hope you're not a bill collector. Money's tighter around here than my son Lonnie's blue jeans, and they're tighter than his skin.
What if your skin's not tight, though?
Well, also, do you find it's weird that this mom is talking about her son's tight jeans?
It makes me wonder if my jeans are tight.
They might be.
I don't think they are.
Well, we'll take a look at that after the video. But anyway, so then parts of the ceiling fall in Lois's coffee, and then there's the baby starts screaming, and he says, "Uh-oh, there's a rat in the baby."
The rat climbed into the baby?
Well, not in the baby, in the baby's crib. The rat's like playing with the baby.
That's sweet.
Yeah,
the rat wants to play with the baby.
It is sweet. Yeah, I don't know why she's trying to kill it with the broom.
That's mean.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so then she goes outside to a pre-kindergarten. They're having a pre-kindergarten out here in looks like a dirty lot. And their pre-kindergarten lesson is a guy saying, black is beautiful. What am I? Say it loud and clear, proud. You are black. What is black? Beautiful. Is that what your pre-K was like?
No.
No?
In pre-K, I just got lots of jelly beans and showed and told them to my friends. And everyone thought it was amazing.
Privilege. That's privilege, apparently. Anyway, so there's... So then this comic is about racism, but then this guy starts trying to pick up Lois. He's kind of flirting with her, but then he sees some kids kind of heading down an alley, and he tells them they're going to meet somebody in an alley, and then he says, "Stay here. This is a man's business."
I mean, like, if they're dealing with stuff like black and like racism, then why does it matter if it was a man or a woman?
Yeah, well, this comic is trying to tackle. It can only tackle one thing at a time. So it's going to tackle racism. It's not going to tackle sexism.
But I don't know.
So anyway, immediately they run into the alley, and then their kids are stealing, and there's a gunfight, and this guy gets shot apparently, but Superman suddenly shows up.
Wait, but who's shooting?
These guys, the gangsters, and they shoot this black guy, and then Superman comes and then melts their guns.
Is that guy black or white? Because he looks.
Well, back in these days, in the coloring in the comics, he's supposed to be black, but he kind of looks green from the coloring here.
He's the Green Man.
He is the Green Man. So
Captain
anyway,
Veggie.
Superman flies in and just kind of takes out all these people. It's a good thing he was there. The only reason he was here is because he was keeping an eye on Lois, which does make you wonder: does Superman not help out little Africa at all? Or they talk about these drug deals are happening all the time, or whatever's going on, and Superman shows up today, but it's only because he's looking out for Lois. Seems like Superman's not doing a very good job here.
I think Superman's just worried about that one person.
Yeah. Anyway, so the guy gets to the hospital and he needs blood, so he's suffering. So Lois agrees to give him some of her blood in order to save his life, which is nice, right?
Wait, I thought a night already passed. When is she going to become white again?
It's the next day, so it hasn't been a full day, but night has passed. So it's just
so it's like mid.
Yeah, it's like we haven't made it through the next day. So she saves this guy's life, and then she decides to confront Superman. She says, "Suppose I couldn't change back. Would you marry me, even if I'm black?" And Superman's looking at her like, "What you talking about?"
Don't ask someone that.
It's weird.
That's not what you ask someone.
Well, Superman's like, "Why are you asking me? I'm an alien from Krypton. I don't even have human skin." And she says, "But your skin is the right color." And Superman's like, "Man,
not like Captain Veggie. Captain Veggie had wrong skin.
That's true, but
his skin was green.
That was yeah. But Superman just looks kind of annoyed here, don't you think?
I don't know. His face was always the same.
He just looks. I don't know. To me, he looks like, why are we even doing this? What is going on?
Yeah.
And Lois keeps harping on about marriage, but then suddenly she says she feels strange. She's shedding her skin and she turns white.
Wait, so there's now black skin all over the floor?
No, it just kind of pales out. It's like when you go in the water and your skin gets all pale and wrinkly.
My skin just gets wrinkly.
Well, because because you came from Seattle, you have like no color on your skin. You're pale white.
Squeeze me? Oh no, you did.
Embarrassing.
No.
Yeah, you'll be more tan with the hot Texas summer. Anyway, so the nurse comes in and Lois is still dressed in her same clothes, but she's white now. And Lois is worried about seeing this guy she saved because when she was white, he called her Whitey his enemy. And Superman's like, "You must see him, Lois. You'll never find out if he accepts you or not. If he still hates you with your blood in his veins, there may never be peace in this world." So Lois goes in, and he sees her, and he looks like surprised. But then he smiles, and he shakes her hand. Which, what do you think the lesson of this comic is?
You're allowed to get married to black people?
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, that's a good lesson.
Shaking hands is good.
Shaking hands is good. What else?
Superman always keeps a straight face.
Superman never smiles, right? Any other lessons?
He doesn't like when black people talk to him about marriage.
He doesn't like... he doesn't... I don't think he likes when anybody talks about marriage.
Okay.
Yeah. And rats are fun playmates, right?
Yes.
Okay. Any other lessons from this comic?
The slum owner guy is...
Just lights fires in the...
He's not good, and Captain Veggie needs some skin treatment because green skin I don't think is healthy.
It's probably not. Yes. I don't know. What do you think this comic helps? Would you recommend this comic to kids?
No.
Why not?
It teaches kids the wrong thing because little Africa is Africa. Africa is not Metropolis.
Okay.
Period.
All right. That's really bothering you.
Yes.
Okay. That's fair. Do you think, what if today, if you could go into a machine in Superman and change yourself to be black for a day, what would you do?
I would just run around and yell.
Would you?
I'd go in the pool, even though it's like 52 degrees.
Uh-huh.
Cold.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, normally it's
Would you
not
try
cold.
and get Superman to marry you?
No.
Yeah. That's probably not the best thing to encourage race relations.
I'd do a dance choreography.
You do a dance. You do that all the time. If you could go into a machine in Superman's lair, what would you change yourself to be?
A corgi.
A corgi.
No, a dragon.
A dragon.
Yes.
You've gone from a corgi. That's a pretty big swing from a corgi to a dragon.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much for reviewing this comic with me.
You're welcome.
Anything that you want to say to anybody before we go?
Metropolis is not Africa. Africa is
Okay.
Africa. Metropolis is Metropolis.
Or so the Germans would have us believe.
All right. That's the lesson for everybody to learn. Like and subscribe, right?
Yes. Like and subscribe.
Everybody remembers you because you threatened them with subscription.
Like and subscribe because Africa is Africa. Metropolis is Metropolis.
Okay. Yes.
If you don't like and subscribe, then you're saying Africa is Metropolis. Metropolis is Africa, and that's false information.
There you go.
And that's not good.
The truth is there. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Bye.